Hey there, creepy peeps, and welcome to another new movie review. Today, we are going to be talking about extremely wicked, shockingly evil, and vile, and a mouthful. So directed by Joe Berlinger, Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile is a chronicle of the crimes of Ted Bundy from the perspective of his longtime girlfriend, Elizabeth Klopfer, who refused to believe the truth about him for years. All right, so getting right into what I liked about the movie. The performances are definitely what everybody is talking about, I feel like, for the most part, for this movie. With good reason, because Zac Efron impressed everybody, myself included, with his portrayal of Bundy. It was terrifying, but in a way that it's supposed to be, you know? Like, he was scary good with like the mannerisms and the way he talks and things like that. It was just really good. Lily Collins was also super awesome. I haven't seen enough of her movies to like really compare her performance to other things, but like, she shined in the movie. Honestly, it was really good. I also thought the focus on Elizabeth as a character was a great choice, because I feel like that's a side of the story you don't get with, you know, like when people talk about Ted Bundy. I know this is based on a book that she has written. I wasn't able to find it. I actually did look at work to see, because I kind of wanted to order it and read it, but so I don't know if it's out of print or something. But when it comes to like true crime stories, I like to hear from a single person's or a couple of people's point of view. I know that makes it more biased, but it's much easier for me to like empathize with somebody's situation if I'm hearing from the person. That's why I don't do good with books or stuff like Helter Skelter, which is written by like a lawyer or whatever, and it shows like it's so impersonal and just like complete facts. Like it makes it a decent resource, but you know, I'd rather hear like a person's story. And I wish there was like even more of Liz in the movie, which leads me into my dislikes. So I know that Bundy is the star of the movie, obviously. I have deeper problems with that, which I did talk about, you know, kind of like glorifying serial killers in media. I made a video on it, so I will link it somewhere if you want to check it out. My thoughts on that are the same. So in short, I feel like these monsters get more than enough spotlight as it is, so I wanted more of Liz and her struggles, because like I said, that's a side of the story that at least I have not seen when it comes to, you know, discussions on Ted Bundy. I realized that probably would have lost some of the audience if there was even more of Liz in the movie, because obviously Bundy is the draw. Like, people that are fans of true crime or just interested in the story are gonna watch it because of this character, but you know, I understand that. I just wanted more Liz. My real problem though, I think, stems from the timing of the release of the docu-series, the Ted Bundy tapes, that's what it was called, right? And this movie, which the only reason I'm comparing these two is because they were made by the same person, Joe Berlinger. So I feel like I can comment on the release of these two things because they were made by the same person. So the docu-series was released like half a year ago, maybe less, and obviously it's in 4 parts, and it can go into like all of the nitty-gritty details of this entire story, because Bundy's story is a long story, it's a winding story, it's got a lot of stuff went on. Obviously the docu-series has, you know, the luxury to go in depth with details, and like a movie adaptation, like a biopic like this is, like Extremely Wicked is, doesn't have that luxury. They can't squeeze all of that into the movie, so obviously it's going to be, it's kind of just like a gist of the story, like, because they do spend a lot of time focusing on Liz's perspective, and then the parts that is showing Bundy's story, it's more just like a glazing over of the story. Like, here is an overview of what happened, which makes sense. Obviously, like I said, they don't have the time to put in all those little details, so that's fine. But because the docu-series was released not that long ago, I feel like all the details are still fresh in my mind. So seeing the abridged version after the fact, it was just a little bit boring. Like, it didn't offer any new information other than Liz's side of the story, which is why I wanted more of it. It was like, been there, done that, we just saw this, that sort of thing. I know I would have much preferred to watch this movie first and then watch the docuseries, because the movie, like I said, gives you kind of just like a very brief overview of the story, and then watch the docuseries where it goes in deeper detail from the story that you just saw. On top of that, a lot of the movie focuses on that trial in Florida, which makes sense obviously, because that's kind of like the big part of Bundy's story. That's the trial that decides his fate ultimately. Obviously they're gonna focus on that, but that trial was televised, so you can see, like in the docuseries, you definitely see clips of it, and just searching online, you can see clips of the real Ted Bundy on trial in Florida from that televised trial. Again, in the movie, it's more just like a reenactment of that, so it's like really the only reason to watch it is to watch Zac Efron play Ted Bundy, because they're not giving you anything, like any information you don't already know, or you weren't previously able to see, because like I said, you can find clips of that trial online. So overall, I thought the movie was pretty boring plot-wise, I'm not gonna lie. The performances were amazing. Honestly, I feel like they were the saving grace of the movie. Just to reiterate, it's not the pacing that I found boring, it was just like the plot. Like after seeing the docuseries in such detail, watching the abridged version was just boring. Like I didn't really learn anything new other than Liz's side of the story. I'm middle of the road on this one. I gave it a 2.5 out of 5. On IMDb, though, it has a 6.8 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 58% critic score. That's out of 113 reviews. And then it has a 60% audience score, which is out of almost 400 reviews. On Letterboxd, it's a solid 3 out of 5. I'm mostly alone with my 2-star rating. The rest of you gave it a 3 or higher, which is fine. I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I'm just saying, like, so if you've seen Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Even, Vile, honestly, who named the movie? Mini rant before the video is over. I know it's a quote from the story, I know it's a quote from the trial or whatever, but it's an awful name for a movie. I'm sorry, it's just awful. I can't remember it. It's too long. No. Okay, end rant. If you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of it. Both the biopic and the docuseries are available on Netflix, so if you haven't seen them, if you haven't seen either, watch the movie first, then watch the docuseries. That's my advice. Let me know what you thought about them in the comments section down below. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here and become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye!
This video is brought to you by all these lovely creepy patron peeps that you see listed on the left-hand side of the screen. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link that is in the description of this video. No pressure, but it's there if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye!